John Taylor came home from a game of golf and said to his wife, "I've got a strange pain in my hand." He was in his mid-50s, and it turned out that the strange pain was the beginning of Hodgkin's lymphoma, a rare form of cancer that would reduce John in the next 20 years from a tall, handsome, athletic man to skin and bones. At one point during his illness, he had to have half his tongue removed, and he couldn't eat and he couldn't speak properly. Anne then had to feed him directly through a tube into his stomach because he couldn't swallow. I enjoyed his company very much. Sometimes I'd have trouble understanding what he was saying, but he had a great sense of humor. And Anne was a beautiful cook, so she'd cook a fabulous meal and we'd eat it, and then John would receive his liquid diet. The couple lived in the south of England, and John was Church of Wales and Anne was a Catholic. And in 2011, John asked to be received into the Catholic Church. We had Mass in their living room on Christmas Eve 2011. Just John, Anne and myself. And at Holy Communion time, Anne took a little jug of the precious blood and poured it through the tube straight into John's stomach so that he may celebrate his first Holy Communion. It was one of the most extraordinary first Holy Communions I've ever seen. It was one of the most beautiful Christmas Eves of my life. And it also reminded me of what I was doing as a priest, bringing the incarnation and the precious blood of Christ to the world. Because in his last few years, John would just bleed profusely. Every morning, Anne would have to change his bedclothes. It was extraordinary. And I don't think I've ever seen a man more configured to the crucified Christ as John at the end of his life. He was skin and bones and blood. I've rarely seen a woman more configured to the Blessed Virgin Mary than Anne, taking care of Christ in his passion. We buried Anne last week, so she has followed John. And this Christmas, look up into the sky, because there is a new Christmas star in heaven. Jesus said, the saints will shine like the stars in the kingdom of their Father.
God became man for us, that we may become Christ to others.